and my first time co-anchor, Karina Corningstone, excuse me. This is Karina's first show as co-anchor, so we'll take it easy on the rookie and go a little slower this time for the little Georgia peach cobbler.
I will have you know that I have more talent and more intelligence in my little finger than you do in your entire body, Mr. Burgundy. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Karina Corningstone. Let me first remind you that you are on air and being recorded, so give us those bright, shining smiles. There will be explicit content in today's show, so if you have any young viewers, please be aware. So here's what's going on today in America's finest city. We have this breaking news. I discovered is even bigger than the birth of Panda Ling Wong. The Kiwanis Club of San Diego is celebrating 100 years of service and hosting their annual installation and award ceremony right now. Let's go live as I believe their incoming president, Mike Boland, is about to begin the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, thank you very much, Miss Corningstone. May we all place our right hands over our hearts and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want you to know I'm not kneeling, I'm just drunk.
Good to know, good to know.
You're a skunk?
Didn't have to tell us.
We have our very own KCSD Channel 4 News meteorologist, Brick Tamlin, is joining the celebration and here to give us an inspiring invocation. Brick, take it away. I hope Brick's here. Well, Brick's going to be getting fired later today. We will skip.
Of course, I don't know how to work the buttons on the machine. So can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Do I need to yell when I have this mask on? I don't want to catch the virus. Thank you, Mrs. Corningstone. Yes, for the invocation today, I prepared some wise words. A healthy body means a healthy mind. You get your heart rate up. You get the blood flowing through your body to your brain. Look at Albert Einstein. He rode a bicycle. He was also an early student of jazzercise. You never saw Einstein lift his shirt, but I bet he had a six-pack under there. Thank you.
I really don't know how to put this actually, but I'm kind of a big deal. People know me. I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany. Don't act like you're not impressed.
Well, I'm very happy for you. But let's get back to our breaking news. Now, it is my great honor to have an exclusive interview with a special guest today. She is a two-time Kiwanis president, past foundation president, past Laurels for Leaders president, past Division 11 lieutenant governor, virtual game guru, Judy Leitner. President Judy, please enlighten us with some highlights of this historic 100th year for our club.
Well, can you all believe that it's been a year since our very first newscast with these amazing anchor people? It's been an amazing year for me, and we were quite on a roll for the first 6 months. We had our first Club and Foundation and Laurel's board meeting in 100 years. We all got together. We had a holiday party at the new Children's Museum. Then in early 2000, after 6 months of meetings, we had to cancel our last meeting in March when we had that wonderful golf tournament on the cusp of happening. And our whole 100th year changed in so many ways, but in so many ways it has stayed the same. And even though we were on pause briefly, we only have missed one meeting this entire year. And we have been back in business and having a fantastic year with fantastic Zoom attendance. And I just want to recognize every member of the club. You have made this year so amazing, and I am so honored to have been your president. And every year for the past 100 years, the Kiwanis Club members have made San Diego and the world a better place to be. And I think that it's only good news for the rest of you that we're going to continue that wonderful tradition with our new president, Mike Boland, who will be coming in, our new secretary, Gary Knight, our new first vice president, Susan Day, and rounding it out, it will be Ryan Callan as our finance treasurer. And so it's going to be, our 101st year is going to be amazing. I want to thank all the current board members and officers and the foundation board of directors for their continued support and for the stewardship of the foundation's corpus, which has allowed us to make a special additional $100,000 available for good works. And Lauren, you have been amazing. You have really helped out above and beyond what was expected for this year, and I can't thank you enough. Finally, I want to say to Mike, I will be giving you the keys here to the office shortly, and I just can't wish you enough for the future. And finally, I guess I want to say that when you look back in the archives, our club's first recorded president was W.H. Frazier. And, you know, he was a developer and a businessman in San Diego. And, you know, he certainly had some vision to get this club off the ground and to volunteer to be its first president. But I wonder if when he took over, if he had any idea that 100 years later, the club would still be vital and still producing and performing tremendous works in San Diego County. But I have given it some thought, and I can tell all of you that I am confident that thanks to people like you, and that's what makes an organization like Kiwanis be what it is, that a group of like-minded San Diegans will be celebrating the 200th anniversary of the club in 2120. And I can't thank you enough for letting me be part of it. And with that, I am ceding all my responsibilities, duties to Mike.
Thank you, President Judy, for that update and for your service. Even the mayor of San Diego, Kevin Faulkner, has a message to add to the club's great accomplishment.
On behalf of a grateful city and on behalf of a grateful mayor, again, I say thank you, and I will present this proclamation also virtually. That I'm pleased as the 36th mayor of the city of San Diego for the citizens on behalf of San Diego to proclaim September 1st, 2020 to be Kiwanis Club Centennial Day in the city of San Diego. Thank you to all your membership. Thank you everybody for making a huge difference in our city. And here's to the next 100 years for the Kiwanis Club.
Oh, this just in. 4, that's right, 4 prominent Kiwanis members are celebrating their birthday suits live with us today. First up, he's a renowned fighter pilot, past president of the club and foundation, past Laurels for Leaders president, past lieutenant governor, and champion for 28 consecutive years of the club's prestigious Best Mustache Award, Tom Bauer. Let's hear it for Tom. Next up, she's the executive director of StarPal, an incredibly important asset to San Diego that provides programs and services for underserved and at-risk youth that are led by law enforcement officers. She's also a past president of Laurels for Leaders, helps lead the environmental efforts of the club, and I understand she's a future club and foundation president. And finally, legally able to vote, Claire LeBeau. Here for Claire. And Claire, let me take this opportunity and privilege to award you with a much-deserved Distinguished Service Award for the 2019-2020 Centennial Kiwanis Year. Congratulations, Claire. Looking forward to your continued service to this fantastic organization.
Hey.
2 more birthday suits. He's a past club and foundation president, past Laurels for Leaders president, perennial fixture and sage advisor to the foundation board and several other nonprofits. He's an award-winning writer, acclaimed speaker, and analyst, founder of Open Oceans Global, and will be severely fined for not including Kiwanis in any public bios we were able to find. Carl Nettleton. Carl Nettleton, everybody. And Carl, not just because it's your birthday week, but because of your tireless efforts to promote policies that are good for the economy and good for the environment in our great city and state, I am also delighted to present you with a well-deserved Community Service Award. Thank you, Carl, and congratulations.
Last and certainly least, he's a cheesehead who sweeps floors for the food bank, schedules poorly timed vacations, and will be fined, judged, and whose active membership will be up for formal review, Jim Floros, who's not here today, but we have in that he did submit a message, so let's check out what he has to say.
Hey everybody, sorry I'm not with you today, but I'm actually on vacation this week, and actually Tuesday the 22nd is my birthday, so yet another reason why I'm not with you today. Lauren, you can put me down for a $100 birthday contribution. As the outgoing foundation president, I just want to thank my fellow foundation board members for their tremendous commitment and hard work this past year. And with the COVID crisis, you guys have really carried my water. So again, a special thank you for all your commitment. So everybody, be safe out there. I miss you, I love you, but I'll do it from afar.
Seemed disingenuous to me. No, great man. Karina, I just received word that Justin Frisco has the special honor of recognizing an all-star Kiwanian who joined the club in 1972. Ironically, the same hotel room number Justin was conceived in. Justin and Jim have other things in common, but I'll leave that to Mr. Frisco. Justin?
Thanks, Brian. Love the mustache. Yeah, it's my honor to bring you Jim Melvin. He's 45 years, I think technically 48 years, but the award goes on a 5-year increment. Jim started out in Michigan, went to the Western Michigan University, biology major, which was probably a surprise to most. Moved to San Diego. After graduating, joined Principal, which at that time was called Banker's Life, in 1969. He obviously a few years later joined Kiwanis. He spent 38 years with Principal. I met him in 2002 when I joined the firm. Was a mentor to me, and then I was honored to be able to take over his book of business when he retired. He was a $1 Million Roundtable Lifetime Qualifier, which was an industry recognition, and then internally he made the Principal Hall of Fame, which there's only I think there's probably less than 200 over our years in business. So he's been involved in many organizations locally, obviously the Kiwanis, but also most recently he was on the board and served as president of the San Diego Auto Museum in Balboa Park. I know he's madly in love with Lupe, his wife, and they've been, I'm sorry they couldn't join us today, but I feel very honored to introduce him and recognize him. Thank you.
Yeah, extraordinary man. Well done, Mr. Frisco. Speaking of Justin Frisco, I understand he puts the foundation in the Kiwanis Foundation. After serving as president, he naively expected to bask in the glory of the immediate past president role. Instead, the newly elected president immediately assumed the past president's role and passed the gavel right back to Justin. I also hear he was part of the original wolf pack of the young professionals, and that what happened in 2010 stays in 2010. Round of applause for Justin, please.
We can't forget about our KCSD Channel 4 News field reporter, Brian Fontana, also known as David J. He basically has the foundation bylaws tattooed on his body and is best known for his Pet Panthers cologne. The foundation is thrilled to have him as their incoming vice president. Word from the current president is that he pretty much already served a year as president, so is more than capable for the role. And this club secretary has stated that meetings would be a complete fail if it weren't for his expert Zoom skills. Let's give a round for David J., also known as Brian Fontana. You already met Brick, also known as Steve Morris, earlier during his incredible invocation. Steve is newer to the club, but you would never know because of how deeply involved he is. The club was scared for a minute they might lose Steve, but thankfully he found a job in San Diego and we can keep him around. He's an amazing asset to the foundation, specifically the scholarship team, and an expert competitor at all virtual games. Let's give it up for Brick. By the way, Brick, how's the weather looking today in our fair city?
Loud noises. Sorry, I was distracted. As usual, the weather in San Diego is 76 degrees and beautiful, and the rest of the country can suck it because they can't our weather. Thank you very much. That is the weather report. And if I had my script in front of me, I would know what to say next.
Brick, before I let you go, are you still having that celebrity golf tournament?
No. Unfortunately, too many people died at the last one. It's a very dangerous event.
Wow, that's a shame. Let's also not forget who really makes it rain in the community, Chuck Day. He chaired the CWIP committee for years, leading to great assets for the community like the new Children's Museum playground downtown and their community gallery. I understand he's investment committee chair for life and surprisingly has skirted the club president responsibilities. Perhaps the foundation will give him a break when he leaves the club in the future. Let's hear it for Chuck Day.
Unbelievable.
Roll out the red carpet because we're about to introduce some very important people. The Forever Foundation treasurer, Doug Frost, is the honor to introduce our first awardee.
Thank you, whatever your name is today, co-anchor. Thank you very much for the chance to introduce Charlie Coleman. Charlie has been a staunch Kiwanian since 1982, one of the pillars of our San Diego Kiwanis Club and the Gaslamp Club before that. During his 38 years as a Kiwanian, Charlie has held numerous positions, including Division 11 Lieutenant Governor and Club Secretary. He's worked with the district to make the mid-year and district conventions exciting and relevant. And don't forget Kiwanis Club, the district convention is here next year. So we're all going to be going to that and helping out. I'm just reminding you now. Club has also honored Charlie with a life membership. We appreciate everything he and his wife Deb have done for the club, for the district, for Kiwanis International, the greater San Diego community. We are pleased to have been able to award Charlie the District Tablet of Honor in recognition of his contributions to the club and to the community. Thank you, Charlie. Congratulations.
Nice. Speaking of Doug Frost, we want to give a special thanks to him, who has taken on the role of treasurer for not only the foundation, but also Laurels for Leaders, and who knows at this point. He is also the Region 1 trustee for the district. We're thinking he might need a tattoo of Kiwanis on his body. This guy lives and breathes Kiwanis, and the club and community thank you all for your service. Let's give it all up for Doug Frost. Okay, Okay, let's take it back to September 19th, 1995. What you'll see in this historic tiding from the Kiwanis Club is that 5 members listed are still in the club 25 years later. It notes Jim Floros's birthday. Carl Nettleton is the 2nd vice president slot. Sally as our first female president. Gordon Borner has baby number 2 on the way. And J. Jeff Coate was chairman of the day, bringing Cushman in to talk to the club regarding the Republic National Convention. Wow, the membership in this club is truly inspiring. Thank you, Gordon Borner, for bringing light to this information. One silver lining of the pandemic has been your attendance at the virtual events. And Sally, the club is so thankful to have the first female president back in the mix.
Wow, 1995. Jeez. Back then, I was the captain of the soccer team at San Diego State University, where we won 3 national titles in a row. It was great. Beautiful.
In your dreams, Burgundy. Stop spreading fake news.
Well, hey, true story. We need to actually note some other important prominent Kiwanians, some of which are pictured here, who have contributed significantly to the last 100 years of success of our club. Notably Bill Gibbs, of course, Walt Zitlau, Junior Todd, Ed Meese, pictured here, Tim O'Reilly, John Kaiser, Gene Auerbach, Ethel, Merriman, Corinne Lacates, Connie Jameson, Norma Trost, Charlie Keikos. It was, in fact, Charlie Keikos Day here in San Diego last Saturday. That, by the way, is a true story. Let's hear it for these prominent Kiwanians.
It is my honor to recognize the language expert, travel guru, ocean adventurer, Sean McArdle. Sean joined the club in 1990 and is receiving his 30-year Legion of Honor pin today. Sean has actively served with the school counseling team and is one of the only members to never miss a social event. Even when he went to the 94th Aero Squadron instead of Aero Club, Sean still managed to make it all the way to the Aero Club in time for a toast. Clearly dedicated to the cause of camaraderie, and the club loves him for it. But wait, there's also more when it comes to Sean McArdle. We want to recognize Sean for his services club with the William A. Dunlap Fellowship Award. He is receiving this award because he is always present at the club, even if he can't get a word in at our virtual meetings. He is always the life of the party, which could have something to do with the comfort case he carries with him. But more than that, Sean truly cares about the members, the community, and the survival of this club. I know personally I have learned so much about the world and life through all of this adventurous stories. A Shauntini night is in order to celebrate this amazing member. Let's give a round of applause to Sean McArdle.
All right, next up, you all know our sports reporter, Champ Kind, also known as J. Jeff Coate. Champ, what's happening in the wide world of sports here in San Diego?
You know, I'm just thrilled to be here today. You know, it's all about having fun and a couple of cocktails when you go on the air, and then maybe go out and burn down Applebee's or something like that. People just don't forgive you or forget you for those kind of things. And then you may remember my special call that I use that is so famous. And it's very appropriate right now for our championship Padres. When you get the Tatises and you get the Maldonados, you get all these guys hitting home runs, Champ says, whammy!
Wow, amazing. Love that guy. Thank you, Champ. Thank you. Go Pods. And finally, our top story of the day.
We are honored to have the district secretary, Mark McDonald, with us today. And normally he would be charged with the role of the installation. But as award-winning newscasters, Mr. Burgundy and I have decided to award him with a much-needed break, and we will assume responsibility to deinstall and install the officers for the Kiwanis Club of San Diego.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we as award-winning newscasters actually nominated all of the officers, elected them ourselves without any input whatsoever from the club or the foundation.
That is absolutely false. Please stop spreading fake news, Mr. Burgundy, and let's get back to business. Thank you to outgoing officers Danny Williams, Joe Sigurdson, and Jennifer Lynn. Now let's get the new officers installed before they can change their minds. Can I have the 2020-2021 club officers and board of directors raise your right hands? And we have Mike Boland as president, Judy as immediate past, Susan Day as vice president, club secretary is Gary Knight, club treasurer is Ryan Callan. The board for 2021 is Alexander Krichevsky and Heather Robinson. 2022, Sally Hazard and Karina Sousa. And 2023 is Brian Krause and Glenn Honig. Now with your hands raised, do you solemnly and sincerely promise that you will administer the oath to which office you have been elected to the best of your ability and judgment in conformity with the bylaws of this club? That in all your acts you will be guided by the objects of Kiwanis International, which are to give primary to the human and spiritual rather than to the material values of life, living of the golden rule in all human relationships, to promote the adoption and application of higher social, business, and professional standards, to develop by precept and example a more intelligent, aggressive, and serviceable citizenship, to provide through this club a practical means to form enduring friendships, to render altruistic service, and to build a better community, to cooperate in creating and maintaining that sound public opinion and high idealism which make possible the increase of righteousness, justice, patriotism, and goodwill. If this is your desire, your answer is I will. Can we have everyone say I will as the board and the officers? Great.
I will.
I will.
I do here proclaim that each of you is officially installed in the office to which you have been elected. I congratulate the club on the excellent officers installed on this day and wish for them and your club a most successful year. Major kudos to Susan Day, incoming vice president, and Gary Knight, incoming secretary, for stepping up into officer positions. Special welcome to the new directors, Alexander Krichevsky, Heather Robinson, and Glenn Honig. Thank you for your continued service, Mike Boland, Judy Leitner, Ryan Callan, Sally Hazard, Karina Sousa, and Brian Krause. I must say I'm very pleased to see all the powerful women on the leaderboard. Speaking of powerful women, President Judy, you are now officially retired until the club decides to make you a president for a third time, so don't hold your breath. A special message was sent from your club secretary who wanted to say that working with you this year has been a great pleasure and you made our 100th year one of the most memorable yet. It's shocking to see that we can survive even.
Great stuff. Great stuff. And Miss Leitner, your immediate past president, Brian Krause, who is on holiday with Jim Floros as his personal chauffeur, was not able to make it, but also sent a special message. Judy, wow, what a year. You were thrown a crazy curveball, and most would have watched that pitch go by. But instead, you hit it out of the park. With terrific virtual luncheons, socials, and creative ways to give back to the community, you inspired us to make the best of this Kiwanis year. Your unwavering commitment to the club and to the foundation and laurels has been terrific, and we owe you all a debt of gratitude. How about a round of applause for our president?
It's all you guys.
We also wanted to give a special tribute to the behind the scenes who makes everything happen in Kiwanis, Lauren Cook. Lauren is dedicated to our club. She knows probably more personal information about the members, and we thank her for her continual support and contribution to the Kiwanis Club of San Diego. Everyone give it up for Lauren Cook.
Hey.
And this just in, Ryan Callan, a devoted Kiwanian for 12 years, serving as club president and most recently and reluctantly club treasurer, is being honored today with the Hickson Fellowship. Ryan has used his terrific financial skills to move and pull our Kiwanis Club into the 21st century. Dues, bill pay, and even fines have been moved on to something called the internet. Ryan also co-chairs the Club and Environmental Committee and just completed their second annual beach cleanup with High Tech High's Student Environmental Club. He supports several other charitable organizations in San Diego, a perennial powerhouse in the 100 Wave Challenge for Boys to Men, and the club is privileged to have Ryan as an all-star member. Let's hear it for Ryan Callan.
Thank you, Ryan. The club appreciates you. And especially that you're continuing your 3rd year in the treasurer position, even though it was promised that you would only serve 1 year. Okay. And now I have a note from the club secretary, Karina Sousa, regarding our dear member, Brian Krause. There are truly so many emotions that come to mind when I think of Brian. As much as I like to give him a hard time for just about everything, I don't know where I would be, or this club for that matter, if it weren't for his deep love for Kiwanis and this club. He may not be the most consistent, but his passion for Kiwanis always has been and is one of the main reasons we are alive and thriving in 2020. Thank you, BK, for being my San Diego family when I knew no one and for never giving up on this club. I can't imagine a better brother to have shared 11 years of experiences we won't talk about on live television. Wow, what a tribute. Everyone give a round warm for Brian Krause.
I love Lamp.
But let's not get too carried away and make Brian's head any bigger than it already is, because behind every successful man is a woman who does it all, and Emily Krause is definitely a superstar. She puts up Krause time, which I'm sure takes endless amounts of patience. Emily also took on the role of managing Laurels for Leaders organization in 2012 and has done a tremendous job growing it to be the successful event that it is today. She constantly lets us take all of Brian's time and energy, has supported his 2-time presidency, and brings the best energy to every event she attends. Emily, thank you for keeping Krause and for being our honorary Kiwanian. The club loves you and adores you and is proud to honor you with this Community Service Award. Let's give a shout out to Emily Krause.
Right, Emily.
Ah, she's fantastic. Hot, too. That Brian doesn't make it back from holiday. I have to give her a call. All right, and now what you've all been waiting for. It's my pleasure to welcome the next president of your San Diego Kiwanis Club, 2nd generation Kiwanian, Mike Boland. What do you have to say for yourself, Mr. Boland?
Mr. Burgundy, Scotch, Miss Cumberstone, Cobblestone, Cumberbatch, thank you very much. Good afternoon, fellow Kiwanians. What an awesome year. I really just want to say tremendous job throughout the course of this year and in celebration of our centennial. Lauren, God help you, because between myself, Gary, Susan, and Ryan, we're going to need all you got. And I'm really looking forward to having a lot of fun this year and in support of the Kiwanis mission. But most importantly, I really want to thank Judy for her tireless effort. She has been an outstanding leader. I really have had a great time getting to know her, and she really has done an amazing job. I mean, this has been an unprecedented year. And, you know, through these virtual meetings, I really feel in many ways she has created opportunities for us to get together and have more fellowship with one another. So Judy, just tremendous job. And you have, you know, huge shoes to fill. You know, as far as, you know, I'd like to thank my other fellow Kiwanians too for supporting me in providing me with this opportunity to become your next president. In particular, I'm in awe of all the past presidents that are still heavily involved in the organization and supporting me to get me ready for this position. I'd like to thank, you know, Tom Bauer for bringing me to my first meeting, and for Judy for tapping me on the shoulder. Many of you knew my dad, Bruce, and he was a fellow Kiwanian who served at the highest order of his country in the San Diego community. And as the youngest sibling of 4 growing up in a military family, you know, we were always all about family and friends, but it really wasn't until I had kids of my own that I really felt the calling to become more involved with the community as a volunteer. I had positions in not-for-profits throughout the years, but I'm really looking forward to, stepping up and continuing the effort of the Kiwanis. I came to Kiwanis actually through Laurels for Leaders, and that was a wonderful opportunity to get to understand how Kiwanis partners with not-for-profits in the community. And many of those Laurels for Leaders ASB presidents have been our future leaders here in San Diego. And so, again, I'm really looking forward to the opportunity. To my fellow officers, I would say as we transition into this new year, let us be reminded of the critical objective of the great organization this is, as seen it through Kiwanis. We heard some of the other objectives articulated, but most notably for myself, it's to provide through this Kiwanis Club a practical means of enduring friendships and rendering an altruistic service and to build better communities. I think we're poised to continue that service for the next 100 years. And let's, really focus on our 5 priorities, which is to, enhance membership and engagement through leadership and education, create that lasting community impact, which we've done so well over the last 100 years, as noted by our Mayor Faulkner in our proclamation, and keeping up our great branding and image through our good work and leading through the golden principle, and finally through financial viability. And I know Ryan's going to definitely help to keep us on track with that. Closing remarks. One of my dad's favorite quotes was from Oliver Wendell Holmes. A man or woman should share the action and passion of his times at the peril of being judged not to have lived. And I really feel like these times, more than ever, require us to step up and act on behalf of the children who are in need. And this is who we are as Kiwanians. We have the passion to serve and give of ourselves. And the more we translate that passion into action, the more of a difference we can make in the lives of children who are at the core of our mission. I look forward to guiding us in our next year and having a lot of fun. Thank you very much, Mr. Burgundy. I hand it back to you.
I'll actually take over. Thank you, President Boland. The club is honored to present you with a Distinguished Service Award. Thank you for stepping into leadership. The world needs your service, and so does our club. You have already shown such great strength and power in your role as Vice President, and the San Diego community looks forward to what else Boland 2.0 has in store.
I like that. Thank you very much. Boland 2.0.
Miss Corningstone, what's in store for this Kick-Ass Club over the next month or so?
Oh, I'd be happy to enlighten you with some very exciting upcoming events. On October 4th, there's going to be a virtual luncheon, which is a Del Sur tasting. More information to come. On October 15th, we're moving the trivia night to the 3rd Thursday because of how they fall this month. So October 15th will be our trivia night. And as many of you know, Doug has now been defeated twice. So make sure to show up and continue the streak of defeating the champion, Doug Frost. On October 20th, we also have another virtual luncheon. And that one is going to be at the UCSD Burn Center. It's not going to be, that's going to be our program. So be sure to check out all of these great upcoming events. The Kiwanis Club of San Diego is only made possible by donations that help the mission to serve the children of the world. This segment of our program is called Bill's Bucks, in memory of the 106-year-old member, Bill Gibbs, who attended all luncheons up until his final days, and at every luncheon, he would donate $1 and say, "I'm still here." We sure do still feel him here and hope to continue his legacy.
This is your time, Kiwanians. Show me your Bill's Bucks. I encourage you all to pay. Oh, go right ahead.
Okay. I want to donate $100. In fact, I did earlier today, plus what I owed from previous meetings. The check's in the mail. And just thank you again for the opportunity to be part of this amazing organization, and just to thank everyone again for all your kind words in the chat, what you said. Mike Boland, again, thank you so much. But $100.
Judy, I'm going to match that 100. It's Mike. just to say again, thank you. You made it easy. It was, I know, a huge burden on your shoulders, and just thank you for being a champ.
I'll throw in $100 to commemorate something that happened yesterday. I closed on the sale of my house in Rancho Bernardo and had my last day at that great home that Kendra really rebuilt after the wildfire in '07. So was there for 13 years, and we'll be continuing my downtown life at Petco Park, but it was quite a poignant day to spend the last day at the home in Rancho Bernardo and remembering all the kindnesses that Kiwanians gave us after we lost everything in the wildfire. So thank you all.
Congrats, Jay.
Yeah. I'll put in $48 for Jim Melvin's 48 years in Kiwanis.
So I'm going to throw in $100. I missed the July luncheon for my birthday, so that'll be my birthday contribution plus some.
Nice. Good stuff, Danny.
Carl?
Yeah, well, it's my birthday, so I hear, and I'll toss in $100 for that. That's getting to some of the math adds up and gets it pretty close to that. And Brian, by the way, you ought to find yourself because Kiwanis is all over my bio on my website.
Oh!
Oh, I'll make sure to find that gentleman. I apologize, Mr. Nettleton. We do take our research very seriously, so we'll deal with that character when he's back.
Fake news.
Okay, I could not help but remember 30 years ago when I first joined this organization and had many different jobs, but the most rewarding job was that of chairing the Major Emphasis Committee. The precept for that committee was if you're going to have an effect on children and the youth, you got to start early. And that's why we had support of our counseling establishment in the unified district. As things progressed and I got more different jobs as in Kiwanis, I think I remember chairing a public relations committee for a while. Of course, I enjoyed all the various activities that we had south of the border. In any case, I look since I've been a member for 30 years, unfortunately the last few years have not been too kind since I had a stroke. But I'm still trying to maintain some sort of activity with you. Even if I'd lost I may have to go back to Ireland. I used to have such a great speaking talent because I did kiss the stone. So, in honor of that 30 years, we put us $100 for each decade. And if you would put that against my account, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sean.
Wow.
Sean, I have a question. Did he say $100 for every decade?
No.
No.
Take up your right hand and stick out your thumb, your forefinger, and the other finger, and you have 3 decades.
Wow.
That's very generous. Great stuff. Anything else for this Bills Bucks session from the Kiwanis Club?
I have $25 for Ron Burgundy's mustache there, and another $25 for Karina Corningstone as well. I think she looks better than Burgundy's secondary picture there. And $25 more because way back when, my mustache, as you can see from that wedding picture, They used to call me Harold Green, and Harold Green was the guy that Ron Burgundy was based on way back when. So.
Well, shipping and handling, and he'll mail you the mustache.
No more do I have that. So that's 75. Lauren, thank you.
Wow. Sally.
Hi, I'll donate $50 because I just got the sign off of my water damage, that it's all improved and everything is done after 2.5 months of reconstruction of my kitchen.
Oh, nice.
Anybody, I do not wish this on anyone. So the water damage is done.
I'll put in 50 just because I love when they do the Brian or the Ron Burgundy, and the whole thing is hilarious. If it was just for me, I may watch this again online. I don't know. I enjoy it so much. It makes me laugh tremendously. And yeah, that's well worth $50. In fact, every other month, in my opinion. So see how it goes.
I'll give 50 as well. I just am so blessed to be around all of you. It really just going through the awards and hearing all of the things everyone has done, and just knowing you still care about something greater than yourself and really want to give back is really inspiring. And it's definitely one thing that's kept me in San Diego is my Kiwanis family. And I just am very thankful for every single person that's on this call. And special thanks to all the people that helped me and our other cast members today. Appreciate you all getting into character for us. I know I'm going out of character and failing at what I told Brian I wouldn't do today, but just had to say that, you know, you all make my heart just so full, and I'm just so thankful to be a part of this club.
One last word.
I'm in for 50 also. Birthday bucks. I've been in the club for 8 years. It's our anniversary today. Grant and I are celebrating our 2-year wedding anniversary, and I'll be 33, so I'm just barely able to vote. Thanks for that, Brian. I'm also so honored for the award. That is so humbling and just like the best gift. I love this club so much, and this meeting has been absolutely hilarious. It has absolutely made my week. You guys are incredible. So, yay, Kiwanis.
Word, if I may, we should have the most special award of all of our membership should go to the person who sort of not only held it together, but brought all sorts of ingenuity and love to the organization. And who could that be? Karina Sousa.
Hear, hear.
Yes.
But wait, there's more. I have a special message and award here delivered by Brian Krause before he left on holiday with Floros. It is to, in fact, Karina Sousa. Dear Karina, when you joined this club a little more than 10 years ago, I knew you would be a fun, energetic addition, but had no idea how important you would become to the fabric of this club. Thank goodness your father, Manny, inspired you to join when you moved to San Diego, and our club has been the wild, fortunate beneficiary. You served as chair of the former Youth Services Committee for several years, as club president, and most recently as club secretary. You delivered again this year by keeping us together on Zoom, which has been invaluable for our club and to Division 11. I understand you're co-hosting tonight's meeting. Karina, thank you for your friendship, your commitment to our club, and congratulations on being awarded a Hickson Fellowship. Let's hear it for Karina.
I'll make sure to tell her.
Much deserved, Karina. What's Charlie doing down there in that picture?
Don't want to go there.
It's like Santa Claus did something.
Yeah, well, Joe, you know, got a little hot in there, so we brought the bathroom to him. Thank you all. I'm just very honored to get this award, of course. I love you all and would probably kill myself for Kiwanis if I had to. So just thank you for everything you do and for just being such a great light in my life. And Brian, thank you for that tribute. I appreciate it and appreciate Appreciate all of you. It is, all this is extremely.
All right. All right, folks. That's all from us.
Okay.
You stay classy, San Diego.
Hey, everyone. I'm not Ron Burgundy, but that's it. That ends this Kiwanis meeting. Take care, everyone.